Hey guys, BTR Plumbing here, and today I'm here with my, I believe it's 2017. I'll have to check the date underneath the urinal as it is under that piece of the base right there. So after the video I'll check, but I'm pretty sure it's 2017. But I'm here with my 2017 Kohler Dexter urinal, and I actually have it set up connected to the garden hose. So instead of it being on a pressure tank, I just have it connected to a garden hose. I got this urinal several years ago for my birthday, and I'm glad I still have it. And then I have the two 1995 Kohler Dexter urinals, which is the generation before this. Overall, I think these are pretty cool urinals. They don't have the greatest bowl rinse, but they do flush on very low water pressure, which is perfect. So I don't even need a pressure tank to flush this. And for any of y'all that are curious to see what the back of a Kohler Dexter looks like, here it is. And obviously that is the drain. That's where all the water comes out. And this little circle here would be for if this was a rear spud urinal. So, and obviously it's not, the spud is on the top. So I do have the pressure turned all the way up. I believe it has a 1.0 diaphragm in there, even though this is a 0.5 gallons per flush urinal. The flush seems a tad bit long, but it's also not overly long, so I don't think it has a toilet diaphragm in there. But I'm almost pretty sure it's got a 1.0 urinal diaphragm. But enough talking, here is a flush. As y'all can see, the flush isn't super long, so I know that there is a urinal diaphragm in there, but I believe it is 1.0. And while I'm over here, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my tripod. I will change the pressure throughout the video to show y'all weaker flushes. And as y'all can see, the water is cloudy, so that confirms it has nothing to do with my flushometer setup, because when I film my flushometer videos, the toilets, when they refill, the water is very cloudy. I thought that was just because of the pressure tanks, but it is not. The water, even that just goes straight to the garden hose, does that as well. So I think it just probably has something to do with the water we have, even though it's city water. But even though we don't have like any city sewer or anything, because I kind of live somewhat out in the middle of nowhere. So, but yeah, we have city water, but not city sewer. We have a septic, but which is kind of unfortunate, but oh well. So here is another flush. The flush itself is actually kind of powerful. It's honestly a lot better than I thought it was going to be, since it's on a garden hose, but as y'all can see, urinals don't need that much pressure, or at least siphonic and wash down urinals don't need that much pressure to properly flush. It's mostly the blowout fixtures like a Kohler Dairy or an American Standard Lindbrook that require just a bit more pressure, but here is another flush. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn down the pressure on the flushometer. And actually I'll turn it all the way off, and then I'll just flush it and then slowly open it up to see how weak I can get it before it can't like physically flush. So that is all the way. Now if I try to flush it, nothing happens to the urinal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how powerful it needs to be before it'll flush properly. So the flushometer is off. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on just a little bit here. It might start to flush. Okay. It is on a little bit now, so when I flush it, something will happen. I don't know what. I don't think it's going to be very powerful either, but we're about to find out. So here is a very weak flush. That is still very powerful, even though I barely opened it. Let me go ahead and make sure it's fully off now. It is. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and barely turn it on and then flush it and see what happens. Okay, here's a very, very weak flush, for real this time. It almost siphoned there. And the flush stopped. So clearly that was nowhere near enough pressure to get it to flush properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it another small turn, and let's flush it again and see what it does. barely enough pressure. It kind of has a blowout flush, but it's still kind of struggling a little bit. So I'm gonna turn it a little bit more and let's see if it'll have a proper flush. Here we go. I apologize for that. Somebody called me and it ended the video, so I have not changed anything with the pressure. Let's give it another flush and now we can fully see what happens. So yeah, clearly that was plenty of pressure to flush it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn the pressure all the way up, give y'all another flush, and then I'll move the camera around a little bit to get some different angles. But the flushometer is now turned all the way on. Just for fun, let's kind of do a close-up flush. I mean, really, I'm just gonna zoom in here to the onto the trapway, but hopefully this will focus properly. And here is another flush. The one thing about this urinal I'm not a huge fan of is the lack of bowl rinse. I mean, there's 4 rim jets up there, but as y'all can see, everything around here is dry and it's even dirty here where the bowl rinse can't get to. So I feel like this urinal probably will need to be cleaned for a while, or not cleaned for a while, cleaned every once in a while if it is being heavily used. But this urinal will be installed in my house, so I don't think I'll have any issues, but if I do, I will update y'all. And also with the Dexter, I will be putting this in my house as well. So, and for any of y'all who are curious, I am building a shed house, so I will have commercial fixtures in there, which will be awesome. So now I'm gonna do another flush, kind of from like the rim jets view, just so y'all can see how it looks. Here is another flush. So the back of the bowl definitely has plenty of rinse. It just doesn't get the sides or the front. And that's one of the things I like about these Allbrooks is they actually have rim jets in the front. So that will help keep the bowl clean. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it another flush like this. That way y'all can see the water as it exits the back of the urinal. Here is another flush. Just for fun, I'm gonna go ahead and flush this paper towel down. Either it's gonna ball up in the trapway or it'll actually take it. So got it spread out a little bit. Kind of just fell in there because it ripped the corner of the paper towel. But here is a paper towel test. As y'all can see, it barely struggled to take it. So overall, pretty cool urinal. I feel like there's a few things Kohler could improve on this design, but other than that, it's pretty nice. So yeah, really hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, leave y'all's comments down below, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.